All right, today we're headed to a place that it almost feels unreal. It's this incredible masterpiece of engineering and art in Sri Lanka. Seriously, one of the most jaw-dropping historical sites you'll ever see. And its story, you're not going to forget it.
I mean, seriously, what if a king actually built his palace in the sky? It sounds like something out of a movie, right? A palace just sitting on top of this massive rock, way up in the clouds. Well, guess what? It's not fiction. This was the real deal vision of a king way back in the 5th century.
And this incredible place is called Sigiriya, right in the heart of Sri Lanka. Now, the name itself means lion rock, and trust me, it earns that name in the most epic way possible. You'll see what I mean. So let's dive in. First up, we're talking about a true fortress in the sky. And to really get it, you gotta wrap your head around just how massive this ancient wonder is. It was built to make your jaw drop. And you know what? Almost 1,600 years later, it still absolutely does. Okay, get this. The rock itself shoots up 180 meters. That's almost 600 feet, straight out of the jungle. To put that in perspective, that's taller than the Washington Monument. Now, just try to imagine building an entire royal palace on top of that, with nothing but 5th century tools. It's just wild. And that's why Sigiriya isn't just some old ruin. No way. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's considered one of the absolute best preserved examples of ancient city planning in the entire world. We're talking about a true, undeniable masterpiece. So who could even dream this up? Who was the person behind this crazy, incredible place? Well, to really understand Sigiriya, you have to get to know the king who built it and his unbelievably grand vision. So this king, his name was Kashyapa. He had this genius idea. Sigiriya wasn't just one thing, it was two. On one hand, it was this lush, royal paradise with amazing gardens and art. But on the other, it was a fortress that nobody could get into, and there was a good reason for that. See, Kashyapa he'd taken the throne from his own dad, so he needed a capital city that screamed, "I'm in charge," but also, one that was practically impossible to attack. And this is the part that just blows my mind. Kashyapa's entire reign was from 477 to 495 CE. That means this whole thing, the gardens, the palace on top, all of it, was designed and built in under 20 years. 20! The amount of planning and pure manpower that must have taken, it's almost impossible for us to imagine today. Okay, so what's it actually like to go there? The only way to really get a feel for Sigiriya is to climb it. So come on, let's take a little trip up, a climb through time, and check out the most famous spots on our way to the very top. So our little journey to the top has 3 main stops. First, we're going to start in these incredible water gardens. Then we'll pass by the super interesting mirror wall, and after that, we'll get to see the famous Sigiriya frescoes. So before you even start going up, you're walking through these amazing water gardens. The engineering here is just next level. Get this. Some of the fountains, which run on a 1,500-year-old hydraulic system, they still work when it rains. That right there makes them some of the oldest, most impressive landscaped gardens in all of Asia. Just pure 5th century genius. All right, a bit further up the path, we find the mirror wall. Originally, this thing was polished so well the king could literally see his reflection in it. But over hundreds of years, visitors were so blown away by the beauty of the place that they started writing poems and little notes right on the wall. It basically became a living guest book. Some of it over 1,000 years old. It's like the world's oldest collection of graffiti. Now, tucked away in a little protected spot about halfway up, we find the world-famous Sigiriya frescoes. These paintings of these beautiful, decorated women have somehow survived for more than 1,500 years. But who are they? Are they angels or celestial maidens, as some people think, or were they ladies of King Kashyapa's court? Honestly, the mystery is part of what makes them so magical. What's not a mystery is that they're absolute masterpieces of ancient art. Okay, so we've seen the gardens, we've seen the art, and now we are getting close to the final, most dramatic part of the whole climb. This is where Sigiriya gets its name.
we're arriving at the Lion's Gate. And here it is. This is where it all clicks. The final set of stairs to the very top used to go right through the open mouth of a giant lion carved into the rock. I mean, how cool is that? Today, only its huge paws are left, but you can still feel that sense of awe and maybe a little bit of intimidation. This was meant to impress you. This is the Lion's Gate, the final doorway to that palace in the sky. And after all that climbing, the reward? Oh, it is absolutely worth it. You're standing on top of the world, on the foundations of the king's palace. You can see where his throne was, carved right out of the stone, and these clever cisterns they built to hold water. But honestly, the best part? It's the view. A totally perfect 360-degree view of the entire kingdom, just spread out like a map right below your feet. You know, King Kashapa's reign didn't last very long, but Sigiriya's story kept going long after he was gone. And today, it's become this enduring world wonder, with a legacy that's about more than just human history. It's about the natural world, too. So Sigiriya's legacy really has two sides to it. You've got the cultural side. It's a UNESCO site, a masterpiece of planning, art, and architecture. That's huge. But just as important is the environmental side. The forests all around the rock are an ecological reserve, filled with unique plants and animals. So protecting this whole area isn't just about preserving history, it's about protecting nature, too. Absolutely critical. So when you really think about it, Sigiriya is so much more than just a big rock, right? It was a palace, a fortress, a piece of art. It was a statement of power, a dream of paradise, and this incredible effort to build something that would last forever. And the fact that it's still standing after 1,500 years, well, that says a lot. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? This powerful human need to leave a mark on the world, what does that really tell us about who we are?